For this practice, we are going to use a strap, a ball for foot rolling. You might have a block of a couple different types of block, maybe a bolster if you have it, or you might use something cozy as far as, you know, maybe a pillow or something like that. We're going to start in child's pose. And in this pose, you might like to have the knees quite wide with some support beneath you. You might like them closer together. Arms can be maybe alongside the body or extended, or you might also like to have a block under your forehead. I like to kind of wrap my arms around this block. So I'm going to put a bolster in between my legs. And then I'm going to have the block under the forehead. So I'm kind of able to sit down. Now, if this posture doesn't work for you for knees or ankles or anything, just come onto your back and draw your knees into your chest for that Apanasana posture. From here, get yourself into a position that you can hold for a little bit of time. You're going to be here in more of a restorative type balasana. So allow yourself to sink into this. So make any adjustments that you need to allow yourself to be kind of comfortable and cozy here. Soften the forehead, soften the jaws. Nestle into this posture. And then see if you can give yourself a bit of a rounding into that lower back. Now, it doesn't naturally go into a super rounding position, so just give yourself some length from the tailbone through to the top of the head. This posture is very introspective. And this posture is very good for drawing our awareness back into the body and the sense of grounding. I'm going to think about the pelvis kind of anchoring down. And feel this sense of inner focus, a softness into the jaws, the shoulders. Then begin to breathe into the back body. Feel the breath in the lower back of the ribs, the kidneys, back of the lungs, the upper chest, even into the neck and the head. Let your breath be as expansive as it can to allow this to feel like a massage. Part of grounding and coming back to our center is also being present in the moment. Let's take a few shared breaths to draw ourselves back to this present moment. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, a big sigh, release any part of the day that's already happened. Take a deep inhale through the nose, big exhale out the mouth, releasing planning, ideas. And then one more breath. Exhale, release, coming into the present moment. And then feel the body as it is. Every cell, sensations, temperature, the breath moving. We'll take 5 more Long, luxurious breaths here. Whenever you're ready, you'll use your hands to press yourself up and remove whatever props you are using. Set them off to the side for a moment. And then come on up to your tabletop posture, wrists under shoulders, knees and hips in line. Think about lengthening the top of the head and the tailbone away, soft into the elbows, and then scoop and round the belly, chin to chest. So every vertebra is moving. Inhale, come to that length. We'll do back bends later. So coming to a neutral spine and then scoop and round. Move with your breath. Exhale might be that rounding, coming into that cat pose. And then you can continue this or do any movements that feel good to you. So it might be as if you're emulating the stretches of a cat, maybe a side to side of the hips, doing a little bit of a wag. Maybe you circle the hips around and give yourself a dip back and then forward. Maybe you barrel roll the chest. So whatever you're doing, just see if you can mobilize all the joints, the shoulders, the elbows, the neck. Move in a pain-free range of motion and then rotate around the other way if you've chosen a rotation, and just shift to the other direction. Good. Come through center. And then allow your knees to be kind of at the back of the mat, and you're going to slide your hands a little bit forward. Then allow the shoulders to be over top the wrists, so that here you're going to be in a straight line. So it's a version of plank pose with the knees down. We're going to keep the knees down for this. So the knees to the shoulders, one straight line. Lower yourself down by bending the elbows nice and controlled. Anchor into the pelvis. Inhale, lift the chest, heart rises forward, back of the neck is long, shoulders squeeze down the back, shoulder blades together. Lower the chest, push into the hands. So you're doing a push-up, really using those arms. Scoop the belly round back to child's pose. The hands can walk with you if you need. And then we're doing this again, moving forward, shoulders over top the wrists. Bend the elbows, use the arms to lower down. Anchor into the feet and the pelvis, lift the heart, shoulders back. Lowering down. Push into the hands, a push-up, strengthen the arms, slow, exhale, round back. Shift forward, back into that plank with the knees down. Exhale to lower, nice and controlled. Inhale, lift the heart, rise forward with the chest. Exhale to lower. Press into the hands, little push up. Pause. Round, exhale, scoop belly, send the bum back. Last one here. Heading forward to that plank pose. Use the arms, control, lower down. Inhale, lift the chest, rise heart forward. Exhale to lower. Push up here, and then shift and round back to that child's pose. Little pause, arms extended, big stretch in through the side body, and then lift to come up to your tabletop posture. Pad under the knees if you need. Connect with the core, big exhale to wake it up. Shift that right leg straight behind you. Keep the hips nice and level, active into the core, opposite arm reaches long. A sense of gathering and squeezing to the midline is going to help keep you stable and strong here and activate the core muscles. Release the hand and then send the leg over to that left side and take a look over the left shoulder. So the whole right side of the body is stretching long. One more breath. Pick up that right foot, draw the knee in, and then send that left leg straight back behind you. Firm into the belly. Big exhale, wake up the core. Opposite arm reaches long. That sense of gathering to the midline. So you're squeezing legs towards each other energetically. Firm and strong, balance here. Back of the neck is long, looking down. Release the hand. The foot extends across over to that right side, and you look over the right shoulder. The whole left side of the body is getting that nice stretch. You're going to pick up that extended leg, place it behind you, and then shift your hands forward a little bit and come into your downward dog. You have an option, of course, to go into child's pose or tabletop or forward fold. Take a pause here. You might like to walk the dog a little bit, or you might like to stay in stillness. Give yourself a few full body breaths, like you're breathing into every cell of the body. Pushing the hands into the mat, creating this nice stretch and lengthen. Wherever you are, we're going to come into a forward fold. So if you're in child's pose, make your way there slowly. From downward dog, you might rise up onto the toes, bend the knees, walk feet to hands or hands to feet. Feet hip width distance apart, hands rise to the legs to lift the spine halfway, and then exhale the fold. There's no rush to get there. We're going to do that a couple times. So we're hinging at the hips for this lift. Hold this last lift. Let the hands come to the hips, elbows face up. Push the feet down and the heels apart to activate the legs to rise up to help support the spine. Inhale to lift the arms up. Exhale the hands to the heart. So big stretch and lengthen. Stretch and lengthen. Hands to the heart. And this time, as we reach and stretch up, send the bum back, come into your chair pose. So firm again into the core. Hands can be forward if that's better for your shoulders and your neck. This doesn't have to be super deep, but you do want the knees behind the toes and the ankles and the knees at the same place so that the knees aren't widening out. Give yourself another breath. Good, and then you're going to straighten the legs and step that right foot to the back of the mat. The foot's parallel to the back of the mat a little bit. You might turn the toe just in. Front heel intersects middle of back heel, middle of back foot, or heel to heel. Bend into that left knee. Knee opens towards the pinky side. Allow the arms to be forward and back. Gaze over that left middle finger. And pause and hold and feel the strength in the legs, that activeness in the feet. And give yourself that sense of grounding, of really anchoring into the earth. More awareness in the feet that you might normally have in this pose. Breathe here. And then straighten that front leg. Reach the arms forward towards that left side. And then allow the left hand to come down. Right hand might go to the lower back or it might reach up. So our triangle pose here, you could have the lower hand supporting on the leg, or maybe the arms don't touch at all. Active in the core, no matter where you are. One more breath. Push into the feet, come up, bend back into that left knee, and then roll the shoulders forward, up, back and down. Forward, up, back and down. And one more. And then interlace the fingers behind your back. Squeeze the hands back and let the front of the chest open wide. Option one is to stay here. There's no need to move from this posture. Option two, if you like, is to bow forward so that the left shoulder goes towards the left knee inside, and you allow the neck and the head to release. Strong and firm in the legs. One more breath. And then push into the feet to lift and rise yourself up. Release the hands. Turn the body towards the front of your mat and step that back foot forward. Inhale to lift and reach all the way up. Exhale to hinge at the hips and dive forward. Hands to the shins or higher to lift and lengthen the spine. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees and plant the hands and shift yourself into your plank pose. So you might have the knees down. You might come down to the forearms. You might go straight down to your belly. So it's totally up to you. And if you want to make this more challenging, you might spend some time drawing one knee and then the other into the chest. When you're ready, you'll lower yourself all the way down to the ground. Widen the thigh bones out a little bit, the femurs, and then allow the arms to come alongside the body. Back bending is so important for a healthy back. So as you inhale, we're going to press the pelvis down, lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the chest, keep the back of the neck long, and feel that engagement of the muscles contracting along the back line of the body. Breathe and hold. Exhale to release. Hand shift under shoulders, your choice. Give yourself a nice child's pose, or maybe you decide to go into downward dog, tabletop, or forward fold. You might do a little movement into the legs if that feels okay for you. You might take some stillness, whatever works for your body. Breathing here. And then we'll slowly make our way into that forward fold. So in your own way, stepping feet to hands or hands to feet, that halfway lift and lengthen the spine. And then exhale to fold. This time, as you halfway lift and lengthen again, exhale to fold, and then we'll push into the feet and do that lift and lengthen with the arms reaching out to the sides, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do another one of those. Inhale, lift and reach, stretching up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Interlace the fingers, press the hands forward and up towards the sky, like you're pressing the palms so far up that you can get a bit of stretch into the side of the waist and the hips. And then exhale to bend the hands behind the head, elbows go wide. Press the hands up, straighten the arms, and then elbows wide, hands behind the head. One more like that. Good. Reaching the palms up, you can keep the hands in the same posture or turn the fists around, whichever works for you. Anchor into the feet and head over to a lateral bend one side. Inhale to lift up, keep anchoring into the feet. Exhale over to the other side. Nice. Inhale through center. One more other side. And back up. When you come back to center, release the hands. Allow the hands to come to the shoulders and start rotating the elbows around. Good. Big rotation here. Nice. Good. Release the hands. You're going to pick up that left foot and start rotating the foot around. And then rotate it around the other way. Place that foot down. Other foot comes up, rotate around. And then the other way. Bring the knees together. Bend into the knees and a little rotation one way. And then rotate the other way. Widen the feet apart and give yourself a rotation into the hips. And then the other direction. Nice. Good, that's beautiful. Shoulders roll up, back and down. And one more. Good. And then this time we're going to step that left foot back. The heels are either intersecting, or the front heel intersects with the middle of the back foot. The toe slightly turns forward. Bend into that right knee. Open the knee out to the side. Shoulders stack over the hips. Gaze over that right middle finger. So feel that strength, that gathering into the feet. We call this pada bandha, the sense of a nice firm connection to the ground. Active connection. Feeling that energy. Breathe here. Straighten that right leg. Reach the right arm forward so that side of the waist extends as well. And then allow that hand to come down. Opposite arm might go behind the back. It might reach up. You might look up towards it, forward, or look down. The lower hand could support if you like, or you might allow the belly to do most of the work to hold you here. It's not about getting close to the ground. It's about having a posture that feels firm, strong, and stable. One more breath. Push into the feet, anchor down to left, bend into that right knee until it's right over top the ankle again. Release the hands, roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. One more. Interlace the fingers that opposite way and press the palms back. Front of the chest gets a nice opener. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. Stay here, which is great. Or bend forward and allow the right shoulder to come towards the right knee, bowing the back of the head long. Belly draws in to help. Another breath. Push into the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Beautiful. Release the hands. Turn towards the front of the mat. Step yourself forward. Inhale, lift up. Exhale to dive forward. Halfway lift and lengthen with the arms. And then exhale to fold. Anchor the hands, plant the hands, and then step that left foot back so that the heel is lifted. The knee can be up or down, so whatever works for you. Squeeze the legs towards each other and use that action to bring the hands up to that front thigh. Back knee can stay down or it can be lifted. And then allow yourself to find your balance, that sense of squeezing legs to the inside line, arms then reach and lift up. Connect to the core again. Energy and strength through the back leg, even if the knee is down. Another breath. Keep those front ribs in. As you exhale, you're going to take that left hand down. You might place it on a block, or it's going to be a few inches from the inside of that right foot. Back knee again, up or down. Right hand comes to the hip, and you'll squeeze your belly and turn your body towards that right side. The hand might reach up to the sky. It doesn't have to, though. Release that right arm down. Either both hands can frame the front foot and you can shift your hips a little bit more forward, or both hands can come to the inside of that right foot. Either way, you're working on a stretch for that left front of the hip without dumping into it. So you're keeping some muscular energy there. Back knee is going to be down for this one. One more breath. Good. And then you're going to walk the hands back. They can be on either side or on the one side. You know, straighten that front leg. Use the heel to sort of push down, and then bow your nose towards the shin. So the back of that right leg is getting a big stretch and lengthen. Give yourself another breath there. And then slowly begin to walk yourself forward to plant that right foot. Tuck the back toe under. We're going to give our foot a little bit of buoyancy here. Lift the back knee, step forward. Hands can come up so that you're stable and halfway lifted. And then exhale, bend the knees as much as you need. Hands to support. Step the right foot back. So the heel is lifted, back knee up or down. Squeeze the legs towards each other to give you that strength to draw the hands to the front thigh. Good. And then maybe the arms reach up. Remember, it's totally up to you what you do with that back leg. Breathe and hold, connect to the core, front ribs stay in. Find a point to fix your gaze to help with this balance. Another breath. And then release that right hand down. Give yourself length into the spine. Left hand might come to the hip and then squeeze the belly and turn towards that left side. Arm might reach up or it might stay down by the hip. And you're actively strengthening that back leg, whether or not it's up or down. Breathe here. Unwind the arms, place the back knee down, and then allow the hands to shift, the hips to shift forward, hands on either side of the front foot or both on the inside, whichever works best for your body. Keep that front knee so that it's over top the ankle, just not sliding past the toe. From there, shift the hips back. Hands can frame the front leg, lengthen to the spine, lengthen to the front leg. Heel is the anchor point, and you exhale to bow down. So that you might feel that stretch in the hamstring and the back of the leg. This is called the Ardha Hanumanasana, the half monkey deity pose. Shift yourself forward onto that left foot. Tuck the back toe again. Get some buoyancy there. Shift yourself forward. Hands come to the legs. Halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale to fold. We're coming all the way up this time. So anchor into the feet, straighten the spine. Use your legs. Reach and lift all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Keep the knees the same distance and the ankles the same distance apart, and then send that bum back and down again. Allow the arms to come back. So we're back into our chair pose. Hold and breathe. You can always take a pause if you like. We're going to keep the right knee bent as it is and step that left foot back. The heel is going to come down. The feet are going to be hip width distance apart, and the arms are going to come into a place that feels good for your warrior one. Nice. Hold here. So we have the front ankle and knee aligned. Front ribs are in, and the arms might be kind of more in a beach ball position if that feels good for you. Little movement here. The elbows are going to bend, so goddess arms, elbows come down to the waist. Palms face forward like you're serving a little platter, and then elbows stay in, palms rotate out. Reach the arms up to the sky, and then straighten the front leg and let the arms cascade down the front. Good. Bend into the front knee, reach the arms up, goddess the arms, elbows come into the sides of the waist, palms rotate forward. Elbows stay in, palms rotate out, reach the arms up, and then straighten the front leg as you cascade those arms down. Good. Keep the spine nice and tall. Hands come to that front thigh. Anchor into the front right big toe, and then exhale to bow over top this leg. So the hands can stay on the leg and keep the torso elevated, or you can use a prop, or you can just allow your hands to come down to the ground, lowering the belly towards the thigh and the nose towards the shin. Our pyramid pose. Anchor into that right big toe. That sense of grounding in the feet is going to help you feel stable. Shift the hands to that front leg and walk the torso straight and tall all the way up. Bend into that front knee until it's right over top the ankle. Give yourself nice grounding weight into that front foot. We're going to lift and reach the back leg, that left leg off the ground. Gaze and a point to fix. You might lower the foot down and lift it up, or take a pause and hold in your warrior three. One more breath. And then draw that left knee into the chest. Okay, so from here, the knee is into the chest. We're going to press the hands and the foot forward, and then let the hands come to the heart, bend the knee. Foot goes down as many times as you need, but as we move, we're going to see about inhaling hands and foot forward, exhale knee into the chest, connect with the core. Good, let's do one more. Foot goes down as you need. Hand and foot forward, pause and hold, straight arm, straight leg, active in that quadricep, and then bend the knee, release the foot down. Good. Inhale to reach up, exhale to dive forward. Halfway to lift and lengthen, exhale to fold. Give yourself a little bit longer here. You might hold on to opposite elbows. You might bend the knees and let the forearms be on the thighs, letting the head have a little shake. Give yourself a big exhale out the mouth. Good, and then we're coming up again. So anchor into the feet, arms extend out to the side, hinging at the hips, press down to lift up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good, this time you're stepping, then you're bending your knees, you're coming back to that Utkatasana, your chair pose. So the knees and the ankles, same distance apart. Anchor into the belly, nice and strong. Arms might be wherever they feel best for you. Keep that left knee bent and send that right foot back. Anchor the right heel and allow the arms to reach up. Pause and hold. And then we're moving the arms. So here, back heel is anchored. You have a stretch in the back leg. Elbows come into goddess. Elbows come down to the sides of the waist. Palms rotate forward. Rotate them out. Elbows stay in. Reach the arms up. And then straighten the front leg and cascade the arms straight forward. Reach them up again. Bend into that front knee. Goddess the arms. Elbows down to the waist. Palms rotate forward. Rotator cuff here, so hands come out as elbows stay in. Lift and reach up. Exhale the hands forward, straighten that front leg. Hands come to the front thigh, keeping the hips aligned with the front of the mat. Anchor into that big toe, and then you're bowing forward. Hinge at the hips. Hands can stay at the thigh, creating the length into the spine, or maybe use a block, or hands come to the ground as you bow over the front leg. Chin slightly into the chest. We want to have length into the back of the neck. Sense of release in the back of the neck. And then anchor into that front big toe again. Hands come to the front leg. Push down in order to help lift your spine up. Good. Bend into the front knee. Nice. Allow the hands to come to the heart. Take a pause here. Beautiful. Allow the hands to come down. We're coming into that stable, as much as possible, balance. So anchor into the front foot. Back foot is going to lift off the ground. You might bring it down and then lift up. Bring it down and lift back up. Or hold in your warrior three. Find a point to fix your gaze. Another breath. And then that right knee comes into the chest. Toe goes down if you need. Anchor your gaze. Press the hands and the foot forward. Hands come back to the chest. Bend the knee on the exhale. Inhale, forward, hands and foot. Bend the knee. You can move at your own rhythm if you like. Toe comes down as you need to support. And this last time, we'll see about keeping the leg extended. So we're firing up that quadricep. Breathe, belly is strong. Good. Bend the knee. Release the foot and give yourself a little shake into the legs. Beautiful, nice. Shake all over. All right, let's find our foot rolling ball. And we're going to start with the non-dominant foot. So if you're right-handed, you'll start with the left foot. We do that because it's really good to, at any point, you start with your non-dominant side. That helps with neuroplasticity and brain health. So just a forward, backward massage. I like to have my feet a little bit wide apart so I feel stable. Yeah. Good. So getting a bit into toes, maybe the arch. And then you're going to anchor the heel and wrap the toes around the ball. Other foot is back and you're going to allow your hands to come out. So the fingers and the toes are spreading wide. And then as you exhale, fingers and toes squeeze into a little ball. So it doesn't have to be firm in the hands. So you're reaching, spreading wide, and then squeezing in. You might notice that the belly is kind of following suit. It's soft and then it squeezes, and the pelvic floor too. It's soft and then it squeezes up and in. So reflexology, when we work on the toes, that helps us release into the head, neck, and shoulders. But you can see we're also training the core a little bit. Spreading into those yogi toes. Let's do one more. And then allow the ball to kind of move into the middle of the foot and do that little twist dance. You might not be pushing as hard into the ball. You don't want to disrupt the bottom of the foot, but you do want to give it that bit of massage. Nice. And then anchor the toes, put the heel right over top the ball. Other foot is really far back, so it's nice and stable. Hands come to the thigh. And as you sort of take pressure off, you'll do an inhale and then exhale, really firm single or double pump. This is like a heel strike. Let's do one more. Good. And then a bit more massage. Nice. Okay, let's send the ball to a safe place just out in front and come to your Tadasana, to your mountain pose. Feet nice and pointing forward. You've got hip width distance apart, arms along beside you. Stack the knees over top the ankles, the hips over top of that. Shoulders in line, ears in line with the shoulders. A sense of length coming through the spine and an anchoring, rooting into the feet. Like the feet grow down into the earth. And just notice any differences or changes between the two sides of the body. A softening in the side that you did the foot rolling. An inner gaze, inner focus. Allow the eyes to open. We'll shift over to the other side with the ball. So that massage forward and back, getting into all the yummy spots to start with. Might be that you get into the arch a bit more. Okay, and then we'll anchor the heel as feet separate apart from each other so that you can wrap the toes around the ball. Let the fingers come out. So you're spreading fingers and toes, and then squeezing toes around the ball, coming into gentle fists with the hands. So spread and reach, and then squeeze, maybe a little pressure too. And as you do this, can you notice that subtle awareness of the deep core working as well? Good, let's do one more. And then the ball goes into the middle of the foot and we do that little dance. We do our twist. I really like to get kind of close to the ball of the foot a little bit and then move to a little bit closer to the heel. Feels really yummy. And then we'll anchor the toes, place the heel, the calcaneus bone, right over top of the ball. And so this is helping to turn on those osteoblasts. This is helping with bone density every time we do a nice firm heel strike. So the other foot's back, the hands are coming to the thigh. It's an inhale to lift and then an exhale, firm single or double pump. Maybe a big sigh. Last one. And then massage forward and back any last little spots that need that extra bit of attention. Good. Send your ball off to someplace that's a bit safe and out of the way, no tripping hazards. Come back to that Tadasana, that hip width distance, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders aligned. Chin might even press a little bit back, but parallel to the ground to line up the ears, palms alongside the body. Some people like to have the palms turned forward. So there's an active anchoring down, active length up. Release any tuck in the tailbone. You want to have a natural, neutral spine. Notice any changes or shifts with the foot rolling. And feel into the sense of grounding. Allow the eyes to open. Inhale to lift and reach up, heading to the top of the mat. Exhale to fold forward, hinging at the hips. Inhale to rise and lift halfway. Exhale, a little bit longer folds. You can bend the knees if you need. You can allow the hands to come to the thighs if you need. You can allow yourself to have a little sway as you fold and hang. Releasing the neck, chin comes into the chest. You might shift the weight a bit more towards the toes instead of the heel to create more sensation in the back of the legs. And then bend the knees, release the hands, step the feet back, come to your version of plank pose that works in your body. Right after plank, every time we come down to our belly, so you might be heading there now, widen the legs out and widen the arms as you stretch them out to the top of the mat. Opposite arm and leg. So we're going to do right arm, left leg 4 times. Lift, chest lifts 2, back of the neck is long, and then lower. So feel that strength of activation of the muscles on the back of the body. Heading to the other side, left arm, right leg, 4 lifts. This helps for our multifidus that align the spine and help with deep core stability. One more. When that's done, hands shift under the shoulders. Press up and back. You might like to have a moment or two in child's pose. Breathe into that lower back. Soften the jaws and the forehead. Maybe a big exhale out the mouth. Slowly walk your hands towards your knees and send your bottom over to one side. And we'll shift our bottoms into the middle of the mat. Find your strap close by and any head support that you think that you might want to use. You can lower yourself down using your hands, or you might like to articulate the spine down, gathering the ankles, the knees, heart is lifted. Scoop the belly in around one vertebra down at a time, trying to avoid that plop if possible. And then arms might extend and reach out. And then gather that right knee into the chest, squeeze it in. Nice opener for the hip. Shift that right knee out to the side. Place the side of the foot on that left thigh. You might draw the left foot closer in. You want to focus on the right glute, that piriformis muscle. Check in with the head, neck, and shoulders as you potentially draw that left knee in towards you. So you might have a head support that's required to keep tension out of the neck and shoulders. To increase sensation, shift legs slightly 2 inches over to the left. Breathe into the right glute. Unwind that right foot, anchor it down to the ground, left knee squeezes into the chest. Knee rotates externally out to the side of the foot goes onto that right thigh. The right foot might come closer, or lace the hands behind the back of the thigh as you draw that right knee in. Check in with head, neck, and shoulders. Accentuate this by tilting legs slightly towards the right. Breathe into the left bottom cheek, that piriformis muscle. Unwind that left foot, anchor it to the floor. Right knee comes back into the chest and find your strap. Place the middle of the strap around the ball of that right foot and then extend the right leg up. Let the length of the ends of the strap be long so that your head, your neck, your shoulders can be soft and relaxed. And then think about pressing up through the heel. So it's not about pulling the leg towards you, but coming to that first sensation of stretch. Hold and breathe there for a moment. And then you might have a bit more space. So you might be able to draw the leg a little bit closer, breathing into the back of the leg. Doing this twice a day, this hamstring stretch, can be really helpful for low back pain or any pain or strain along the back line of the body. Ease off a bit on the strap and then point and flex the foot. So the calf muscle, the gastrocnemius, is the pump for the blood on the lower extremity. So we want to activate this muscle every day. From there, come to that dorsiflexion, so the flexed foot. Both ends of the strap are going to go into the right hand, and that left knee comes into the chest again, left hand onto the shin. Use your belly and then widen the legs apart from each other. That right foot, you're going to pretend to gather it actively in towards the right shoulder as you push through the heel. Breathe into the stretch of the inner thighs and the back of that right leg. Use the core and the strength of the legs to squeeze the legs back to center. And then place that left foot down and extend the leg out long and actively engage into that left leg. The strap goes into the left hand. Keep the hips on the ground to start and send the right leg just slightly over to the left side. This is going to get a stretch on the outside of the leg. This is your IT band. So stay here. Or you can take that right arm, anchor it down to the ground, and on an exhale, firm into the belly and send the right foot over further as the hip lifts up. Keep active in the extended leg that's on the ground. Only go into this twist if it feels okay for your body. And there's two different ways to come out. You can bend the knee and release the strap here and roll yourself onto your back, or active into the belly to lift the leg back up. Bend the knee, remove the strap off to the side for a moment, and just extend both legs and both arms and take a pause. Notice, witness both sides of the body. Does the right leg feel a little bit longer? A little bit of fuzziness, maybe activity in the cells. Just notice how things are and notice the shifts and the changes and how the practice affects our body. Bend that right knee and place the foot on the floor, and then draw the left knee in towards your chest. Send the middle of the strap around the ball of that left foot, and then reach the foot, extending the heel up towards the sky. Both ends of the strap are nice and long, and you're coming to that first sensation of stretch without lifting up the bum at all. So you're keeping the hips on the ground. Extend up through the heel so the leg is straight. Hold and breathe into the sensation. Soft in shoulders, soft in the neck. If the sense of stretch has eased, you might be able to draw the leg a little bit closer to the torso. You don't want to come to a place of strain. If we go too far too fast, then the body can kind of lock down. So it's better to ease into it. And then back off a bit. Release the strap a tiny bit, point and flex the foot. Notice how that feels in the ankle and the calf muscle, that very important gastrocnemius muscle, helping with the circulatory system. And then pause, both ends of the strap into that left hand. Right knee comes into the chest, hand on the shin. Widen the legs apart. That sense of drawing the strap towards your shoulder and pushing it away with the foot. And then actively squeeze the legs together. Place that right foot down and then long with the leg, so extended. Right hand goes to the strap. Send the leg over to the right a little bit until you feel that stretch in the outside of the hip. Anchor the left arm out to the side and then firm into the belly. Maybe go more, or you don't need to. So it's totally up to you how far you go into this twist, or if you stay in that IT band stretch. So two options. And then there's always the option to pause or be done with the pose. To come out of this, you might release the strap and roll onto your back, or keep the leg extended to come back. Either way, you'll eventually bend the knee, release the strap, and extend both legs long. Let the palms face up towards the sky, shoulder blades kind of draw together on your back, toes flop open. Give yourself a big inhale through the nose, and then a big sigh of release, surrender. Shavasana for the next few minutes. Let your breath softly deepen and draw your awareness back to your body. Take a moment to notice how things are now. How was your breath? How are your thoughts? How does your body feel? Enliven the body with little wiggles of fingers and toes. And then see if you'd like a big stretch, maybe a yawn. Or you might like to bring your knees up and into your chest. Take your time. Eventually roll over to one side and give yourself a couple transitioning breaths. And then use that top arm to press yourself up to any comfortable seated position. Keep an inner focus. Your hands might rest on your thighs, or you might like the hands to come up to the place of the heart. The invitation is to bow your head towards your heart in a sign of gratitude. Gratitude to yourself for practicing today and listening to your inner teacher. And gratitude to those who have brought this practice to us. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be happy. May all beings be free. Slowly lift your gaze. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. I wish you a beautiful day. And bring our hands to our forehead for clarity of thought, to our mouths for purity of speech, to our hearts for openness of heart. And we close with the seal of yoga. So this is your Healthy Aging Level 2 class. Thanks so much for being here.